here, out here in my Flintstones living room, is a hard truth you won't hear in the mainstream. The most valuable information you need to survive and thrive right now is nowhere to be found on the internet. The problem is we're living in a monetized attention economy where everything real is turned into clickbait, and if it's trending, it's already ruined. In this video, I'm going to break down why searching for your future online is a trap that makes you pay retail for life's choices, and how the real solution lies in reclaiming the lost art of analog, one-on-one relationships. So let's dive in. Welcome back to GenX-Xpat. I'm Island Punk, and I went through the process of dissecting my life and finding a way through the problems that were sinking me financially and physically so that I could reorder my life to be worth living again. Thank you all to my subscribers. It's been a few weeks since I dropped a video and I appreciate your returning support. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. As Gen Xers, we remember how the world worked before algorithms took over. In our 20s, back in the 1980s, we watched the elites stay elite through exclusive one-on-one relationships. Remember that mad dash back then? Everyone's trying to figure out how to saddle up to millionaires, ride their coattails, or catch some life-changing tip. People were pushing us to take up golf just because that's where the deals were made. We were told to join the right clubs and be aggressively strategic with our friendships. Now, full disclosure, I'm an introvert and a somewhat maladjusted, socialist-leaning hillbilly. I rejected that hustle. To me, it smelled like pure ass kissing, and I wasn't going to perform it. But as I got older, I did start to understand a fundamental truth. If you want to know where to find the best patch of wild blackberries, you don't find it in a brochure. You get that information by hanging out with like-minded people. You show a willingness to contribute to the cause, and you keep that protected information exactly where it belongs. Secret. My glasses keep falling because it's kind of sweaty out here. Anyway, I think somewhere along the line, I forgot that, and maybe you did too. So let's step back 40 years before the information economy. We shared survival information. We knew who to get help from, where the best library was, exactly who could fix a broken engine. And we also shared private information about secret parties and extracurricular activities. Yeah, it wasn't online. So fast forward today. Every single bit of information has been aggressively monetized and scaled up to make someone wealthy regardless of the consequences. Take the expat life, for example. If you want to know the best places to retire in 2026, a quick search will give you 1,000 articles and videos listing the top spots, and they are the top spots, no lie, right now. But here's the paradox. Of course, the second that information goes viral, a massive wave of people act on it. Within a few years, those places are completely unrecognizable. Look at Bali, look at parts of Mexico, Thailand, the Philippines. The internet scale ruins the most treasures that people are actually looking for. So now if you say, hey, don't talk about the best blackberry patch because it will destroy it, some left-leaning activists will immediately cry elitism. They'll say you are an elite if you keep a resource to yourself. It has to be distributed, or at least the information has to be distributed perfectly and fairly as possible to everyone. I disagree. And let me tell you a quick story about my own run-in with political elitism. It's 2017. I'm in Corvallis, Oregon. I was with friends, a lovely woman who had deep ties in the community, and she invited me to a tea party, an armchair party, with a group of progressive, left-leaning thinkers. President Chucky had just been elected for the first time, and this was a group of retired, highly credentialed professionals meeting in a loft to figure out what it all meant. And she invited me exactly once. The room was full of heavy speculation. People were talking about the death of Western idealism and the rise of Russian influence. And when it was my turn to contribute, I offered a metaphor. Let's say there's a clean well of drinking water in the middle of town. From a classic Western idealist perspective, we should make a set of rules to access the well so that everyone gets some water. It's not a perfect set of rules, but it respects everyone's right to access it as fairly as possible. What electing Chucky means is this: a militarized vehicle drives up, surrounds the well with armed guards, and declares the well to be under corporate control and government control. If the town wants water, they can buy it at retail cost. Water is no longer a human right, it's a corporate asset. This is how the new administration is going to treat both its citizens and its global partners. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, please smash the like button and subscribe. I am trying to reach my goal of 2 million subscribers by the end of the month. All right, back to the story. My short, slightly confusing rant to a room full of retired lawyers and judges went over like a poopy diaper in a swimming pool. My brain has always tried to bring massive, abstract, global picture down to that simple, understandable terms of right and wrong, or might makes right, or whatever phrase. I wasn't successful that day in convincing anyone, and the conversation stalled. Predictably, I was never invited back, and for years I look back on that moment with embarrassment. Why am I telling you this? Because the deepest truths are spoken. The deepest truths are spoken in small, trusted groups. You have to listen for them. You are never going to find what people are thinking by asking Google or AI. They're not people. Information online is a commodity. Every time you look something up and follow the digital herd, you are paying retail. You are making someone else rich while participating in the destruction of the resource you are seeking. Online information is fine for short-term fixes, but sustainable long-term resources are never published online, as they would be destroyed. They are cultivated in one-on-one in the real world, inside a community, and they have to be, dare I say, protected, safeguarded. Arguing that this is elitism is incredibly naive. In a rapidly changing, sometimes dystopian world, you have to ask yourself a hard question. Do you want to be labeled elite, or do you want to be extinct? Battling over accusations of elitism is a fight the dying middle class simply cannot afford. If you want to survive in the Wild West of post-middle class life, you need to cultivate face-to-face relationships with people who share common goals. Like, oh my God, clean air, clean water, sustainable food sources. Oh, and here's one: the freedom to educate and raise families off camera. These things can't be downloaded. I'm not suggesting you become a radical extremist or join a cult, but just like those groups were a reaction to mainstream agendas, things like eco-villages, intentional communities, and cooperative living are ways to cultivate lives that actually meet the needs of their members. And here's the catch: they don't scale. This lifestyle can't be sold to you ready-made. It's hard-won. It's created by getting your hands dirty and making tough, on-the-ground decisions about who and what to exclude. Yes, this is a form of gatekeeping, but it's necessary for survival. I challenge you to name just one thing that hasn't been ruined the second it entered the capital market and scaled globally. Drop it in the comments if you can think of one. If you made it to the very end of this video, thank you so much for your time. To sum it up, stop looking to the attention economy to solve your biggest questions. The best places to live, the best ways to survive, the most genuine communities are built offline, in secret, by cultivating trusting relationships. So go find your blackberry patch. And if you want to join me in finding clarity in this crazy world, I invite you to join me on Substack. I write daily journaling prompts there, which is honestly the #1 way to get clarity in your own life, is to think and write. It's completely free, and I've put the link in the description. If you appreciate this message, want to support the channel, you can find a link to buy me a coffee below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share this with a fellow Gen Xer or expat who needs to hear it. Until next time. Lead, follow.